Hey everybody! In today's video, we're going to learn all about Booker T. Washington.
But before we do, make sure you like and subscribe
for more videos just like this.
Ready to learn more about Booker T. Washington? Well then, let's go!
Booker T. Washington was born on April 5th in the year 1856.
The T in Booker T. Washington stands for Taliaferro, a name given to him by his mom.
Booker T. Washington grew up during the time of the Civil War, and even though President Abraham Lincoln had freed the slaves with the Emancipation Proclamation, most slaves weren't really free until the Civil War ended.
In 1865, Union soldiers arrived at the plantation and told his family that they were free. Booker was around 9 years old.
The former slaves struggled to find jobs, so Booker T. Washington and his mother moved to Malden, West Virginia, where she married Freedman Washington Ferguson. This is where Booker T. Washington received his last name.
In 1872, Booker T. Washington decided to leave home and travel to attend a college named Hampton Normal and Agricultural Institute.
He convinced the school administrators to let him attend school and he'd pay his tuition as a school janitor.
Soon, Booker T. Washington was noticed by the school's founder, General Samuel C. Armstrong, who offered him a scholarship.
And later, General Armstrong became Booker T. Washington's mentor.
In 1875, Booker T. Washington graduated with honors.
Booker T. Washington became a teacher in a colored school, which used to mean it was a school for African Americans.
Booker T. Washington attempted to create a new school to be built in 1881.
And this school was called the Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institute, which is now known as Tuskegee University.
When Booker T. Washington arrived in 1881, the school didn't have buildings or supplies, but it did have 30 enthusiastic students waiting.
Booker was the only teacher at that time, and he taught the students in a church.
Booker T. Washington spent the rest of his life building the Tuskegee Institute into a major university.
Booker T. Washington's goal was to get the message out all across the country that education is the first step in ensuring the American dream for everyone.
At first, the school focused on teaching students a trade like farming, agriculture, construction, and sewing, so they would be able to make a living.
And as the school grew, Booker traveled around the South to raise funds and gain support for the school.
By 1915, Booker T. Washington had built the institute into a university with about 1,500 students.
So how did Booker T. Washington become a leader during the Civil Rights Movement?
Although slavery had ended, African Americans still did not have the same rights as white people had.
Booker T. Washington didn't agree with this and became one of the leaders of the Civil Rights Movement.
In 1895, Booker T. Washington publicly put forth his philosophy on race relations in a speech known as the Atlanta Compromise.
And even though Booker T. Washington had many African American followers, some other black leaders like W.E.B. Du Bois disagreed with him.
These leaders believed that African Americans should protest and fight directly for more rights and more programs than just the trades that Booker T. Washington promoted.
In the year 1901, Booker T. Washington was invited to Washington, D.C. by President Theodore Roosevelt.
Booker T. Washington became the first Black American to be honored at the White House.
And throughout his life, Booker T. Washington wrote 13 books, along with his autobiography titled Up from Slavery in the year 1901.
Booker T. Washington was married 3 times and had 3 children.
Booker T. Washington died in Tuskegee, Alabama on November 14th in 1915.
Well, hey, guess what? Now we all know a little bit more about Booker T. Washington.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. It really helps out our channel.
It sure does.
Make sure you subscribe.
Bye.